What's going on, YouTubers? For ladies and gentlemen, it's the Natural Born Thriller. As I welcome all you to TNA Wrestling Review, as I get to talking to you all what pertains to TNA Under Siege, the show from May 3rd, 2024. They were in Albany, New York, and Washington Avenue, Omarie. I think that's how you pronounce it. Omarie. So yeah, don't know where the attendance was, but based on how the crowd was, not only was jam packed, but also the crowds that was energetic and excited for the show. For a show that was basically a B-level type of show in a way, and something happened on the show pertains to, cards are subject to change, and we'll get to those matches that happened. There was a pre-show. Didn't see the pre-show, but I will go through the pre-show, what happened on there. And the main event that I thought was going to be the main event was not the main event, but it ended up being a damn good match either way. We'll get to that as well. What ended up being the real main event was a 6-man tag team match, which it was a special attraction type of match, which tends to of who was in it, and we'll get to that. Now, when I did my last review, prior to the other two I did for TNA Impact, I did one with TNA Rebellion. Now the one I didn't get to do on that one was usually when it comes to pay-per-views or special events that I'll do these reviews for TNA Wrestling, I'll have a logo of the show itself. It pertains to that happened for No Surrender, Sacrifice, Rebellion. So I realized I had Rebellion on there, so I got download the video that I did, because obviously I don't have the video up no more. It was not saved on my phone, so I'll just download from my channel, and before I did that, I downloaded it and then copy and paste the title and then the descriptions. Then had to delete it, and and from there I started over again by putting the logo on there, and now it's up and you can watch it right now. When it comes to TNA Rebellion. And now I'm about to do right now for TNA Under Siege. We're getting right to happen on the show, but before we do so, 3 matches happened on since the pre-show. The first one happened with 3 minutes and 36 seconds. Rhino defeated VSK. I don't know who he is. Maybe he kind of sounds familiar in a way, but I'm not going to look him up. And on top of that, it's not really highlighted, so I'm not even going to bother. The point is, Rhino beat someone named VSK. So there you go. And then we had another match, a tag team match, 4 minutes and 16 seconds. It was FBI, Ray Jazz, and Zach Clayton with Greedo, I should say, at ringside. They defeated the team of Oborion and Kandama. I have no idea who these guys are, but the tag team names are highlighted here, called Batari. So let me see who they are. Okay, based on this, they came from Chikara Promotion, and don't know where they're from. And they wear face paints, and one is wearing a mask. Again, don't know where they're from. Can't tell what all their nationalities are. But they've been wrestling everywhere else world, like in Japan. So yeah, I had no idea who these guys are, to be honest with you. So, but they came in, they won against FBI, and they lost. Then we get to for the TNA Digital Media Championship, 6 minutes and 42 seconds. Laredo Kid defended against Casey Navarro. Oh yeah, I remember him. Casey Navarro. Was he supposed to get a trial for the NXT? What happened with that? Did they even try? Did they get a tryout? I don't know what happened there. I thought he was supposed to be coming in. But he ended the match against Laredo Kid, and Laredo Kid wins, retaining. So, no surprise there. All right, so now that out of the way, now we can get to the show itself. And we'll get to some matches that were added out of nowhere. I don't know why that match was added in the first place. And to be honest with you, I remember the matches I went through when since the preview that I went through. That's something I gotta look back at to see what was added and what was not added and some other things. So, but anyways, but the opening match, it was Josh Alexander and Eric Young versus Steve Macklin and Frankie Kazarian, a tag team match, 12 minutes and 29 seconds. First off, I'm glad Eric Young's okay. I'm glad he's fine. Because again, that scary moment with him back in Rebellion, where he went through a table and then he started bleeding all over the place, where I thought maybe someone from the back of his head got cut, whatever. But it ended up being his ear that was basically almost coming right off his skull. And they had to reattach it. So I'm glad he's okay. I'm glad he's doing all good. And by the looks of it, he was wrestling like it never happened. But I love this, by the way. Josh Alexander came out. He had his headgear on. He had a headgear with him. And I didn't put two and two together at first. But the moment he got in the ring and then he gave it to Eric Young, I'm like, okay, I see. Because the whole thing happened in his ear and everything. And yeah. Even though I doubt we're going to have anything that happen again, because the match that Eric Young had with Frankie Kazarian that caused the ear to be do that in the first place was because it was the Full Metal Mayhem match, which means you can use any type of props that you can use. And the table was one of those props that was used. So in this match, it was not to a point where you had to use the table, which thank God they did. Otherwise, why would they'll get disqualified? So, but the match happens. So yeah, it was kind of a little weird seeing Eric Young wearing the headgear, but it was like I didn't mind it. And on top of that, it matched with his attire. So Josh Alexander knew what he was doing there. So the match happens, and everything. Very good. At one point, whenever Eric Young's trying to get into the ring with Frankie Kazarian will always get away from there. You can turn it off. Frankie Kazarian will always get away from ringside and always get away from Eric Young, because their feud is not over yet. Give me one moment, folks. So that kept happening every time with Eric Young and Frankie Kazarian with that whole thing. Give me a moment. So Steve Macklin, also was kind of doing the same thing too with Josh Alexander as well, in a way. Where basically they want no part of them whatsoever of any kind. But in the end, so the finish of the match here, you had Steve Macklin. He was going for a running Bosaco knee. I believe it was to either Eric Young or Josh Alexander. I can't remember which he was going for, but either way, it didn't matter, because all of a sudden it was a misfire. He hit Frankie Kazarian instead. And now we're going to see some dissensions here between these two, even though there was never any form of business tag team in the first place with these guys, because it was just a one-off thing. It pertains to taking care of the issues with Josh Alexander and Frankie and Eric Young. So in the end, it was Josh Alexander and Eric Young getting the win. I predicted that Steve Macklin and Frankie Kazarian was going to win. Apparently I was wrong. So it ended up happening the way that it ended up happening, pertains to Josh Alexander and Eric Young getting the upper hand, because Steve Macklin's miscommunication of hitting Frankie Kazarian, and now I'm pretty that's going to lead to a feud between those two now. And there you go. That was pretty it for that one. I kind of wish this match was on a pre-show, and because I had the Digital Media Championship on the main show, because the next match we're going to talk about here, I barely paid attention to the match because it's trash by Elegance, with her personal concierge went against Havoc, being accompanied by Rosemary. A singles match lasted 5 minutes and 22 seconds. Trash by Elegance, basically, and also before they came out, Havoc and Rosemary came out, Decay, and their personal concierge came out with holy water, and he was spraying holy water on the ring. Also, he calls out, or should say, introduces, Trash by Elegance, and then she comes out wearing garlic around her, basically a garlic necklace around her head. This was so stupid. And the match happens, and it was nothing special about the match. It was hokey. It was not good. Havoc had to make Trash by Elegance look great, because she's gonna be next in line for the TNA Knockouts World Championship eventually down the line. I disagree. She's not great. It's not anything special about her character. She's just complete trash in the ring. Complete trash of her character. Complete trash of her presentation. It's just everything is trash about her. So at one point, the personal concierge, he had holy water, for Rosemary to pour on her or something like that. Rosemary takes it, and then she starts drinking it, and then blood spits out of her. Basically, it was done by design, because not only holy water can to take care of the demon assassin, whatever. I don't know. I didn't care. In the end, it was Trash by Elegance winning, because of course she did. I don't remember how she won, but she won. After the match, she attacked Havoc. Don't remember how she attacked her. Oh yeah, and also had the garlic around her neck, choking her, whatever, blah blah blah. And then Havoc was trying to go after her on the stage, and then Trash by Elegance took care of her. I will say this though, the swanton she did in the ring after the match, with the whole thing with taking care of Havoc, with the chair, she did a lot better than I thought she did. So I'll say that. So yeah, I guess it was Trash by Elegance, embracing her killer instincts that she just had in NXT. Whatever. Moving on. The match that I was not expecting to be on the show, that came out of nowhere. I don't know if it was supposed to be part of the show, but I know one thing. This is while I was doing, when I did my preview. This match was not on the card that I was previewing, which was Zachary Wentz, who came out there by himself. There was no Trey Miguel. There was no Myron Reed of the Rascals. And then Joe Henry comes out. And then Joe Henry comes out. He does a promo saying, pertains to the song, called "I Believe in Joe Hendry." It reached the UK Billboard, and he's number 6, which means, and he named these people, by the way, that he beat. He beat Beyonce. He beat Miley Cyrus. He beat Post Malone. And I'm like, who gives a fuck? So we move on from that, because apparently everyone believes in Joe Hendry. And then you had Tom Hennepin on commentary saying something about some family that they gave birth to a child named at basically in the way named the child after Joe Hendry. And I'm just like, shut up. I'm talking about Tom Hennepin. I'm like, this is like, whatever. But as far as the match was, I barely participated in the match. But Joe Hendry wins. Of course he did, because he's gained that push and everything. Rascals don't win anything that much anyways, and if they do win, they always end up losing at the end. So yeah, to me that was a waste of time. So basically, if you added the match with Trash by Elegance and Havoc, 5 minutes and 22 seconds, and then you added Joe Hendry and Zachary Wentz, that went 5 minutes and 13 seconds. Yeah, you could say pretty much 10 minutes plus a couple more seconds of my life I couldn't get back. But here's was one of my wasting my time. This was something that I wanted to see here. A tag team match for the TNA Knockouts World Tag Team Championship. 6 minutes and 30 seconds. A lap that I don't ever want to get back. Because it was Alicia Edwards of the System teamed up with Master Samavish versus Spitfire, which is Dane Luna and Jolie Dredd, being accompanied by Lars Frankenstein. Match was good. I love that Alicia Edwards was also, doing what she does, what pertains to her role, her character. And then you got Masha, who's the dominant one in of this tag team. And obviously Spitfire, showing case what they could do as well. And obviously Dani Luna with her strength and everything, because she's a powerhouse. Especially for her size too. Pretty good what they did here. In the end, now I'm assuming they cheated. Oh yeah, okay, yeah they did. So Alicia Edwards had her. The one thing that I don't like about this whole thing is that her weapon of choice. If we all know what we're talking about here. The candlestick named Kendra. I don't know if commentaries said Kendra. If they didn't, I must have missed it. Which I'm glad I missed it if that's the case. So, but anyways, the candlestick was used, and in the end, it was Master Samavish getting the win for. I think it was Master getting the win for the team. Unless she got Alicia Edwards, she tagged her in there wherever, and then Alicia Edwards picked up the win. Just to give her glory, because it's about her getting her moment. Because finally, after how long she's been in the company, Alicia Edwards for TNA. We're going the days of also with Impact Wrestling. What was it, 2017? I think it was. Because that's when David Richards came back with and Julian Love, who were married at the time. And that's when they started the program with that feud. I'm assuming it's during that year. I could be wrong. I gotta look back at that. So, but either way, it's been that long since she hasn't won any championship. And when it comes to the Knockouts Championship, when it comes to the Singles Knockouts Championship, no, don't touch that. Because let's face facts, Alicia Edwards in the ring, she's not all that great in the ring, not even good. I think she's okay. I'll tell you one thing, I'd rather watch her wrestle more than trash my elegance. But anyways, she won. And Master Samavish. This is the rematch that Master Samavish needed, because obviously her tag team partner is no longer there. She's gone, which is unfortunate that she's gone. I'm gonna miss her. Wherever she ends up being, hopefully I get to see more of her, of Killer Kelly. But yeah, Alicia Edwards and Master Samavish got the win, and I think it was Dan Luna got the pinfall. That seems to be the pattern with Dan Luna out of the team of Spitfire. She always gets the pinfall. She's always losing. But she lost. And so yeah, Alicia Edwards and Master Samavish are your new TNA Knockouts World Tag Team Champions. You had the rest of the system coming out for celebrate with Alicia Edwards. And there you go. So yeah, great moment there for Alicia Edwards. If anything, I'm glad she got the Knockouts title. But when it comes to the Knockouts tag team titles, that's more suited for her than the World Knockouts title. Alright, let me get to the next match. Now this match was when card the card was subject to change here, folks, because originally we was going to get Jake Something versus Hammerstone. Coming into the show, I had to find out, because they did a segment here with AJ Francis and Rich Swann backstage, first class, and talk about that Rich Swann is going to wrestle Jake Something, and I heard that and I said to myself, wait a minute, what do you mean he's facing Jake Something? It's supposed to be Hammerstone. Come to find out, I had to come into the show because I didn't know about it, because obviously at the time when the show happened, I wasn't watching at the time and I didn't know anything about it. So finally watching the show here, come to find out, Hammerstone is not medically cleared to wrestle. I'm like, what? I'm like, what? So obviously I was disappointed, because I wanted to see this match between Jake Something and Hammerstone, because these guys, with the sizes too and all, I want to see how they clash. So it's unfortunate. So of all people they chose to go up against Jake Something was Rich Swann. Wasn't really a fan of the match. Not saying the match was bad. I just wasn't into it because again, I was disappointed. I was not thrilled that Hammerstone wasn't a good kid to compete, and Rich Swann is being all one in the shoe for Hammerstone, and basically I just tuned out of the match, and on top of that too, it lasted 11 minutes and 32 seconds. And then and the reason it lasted that long too because Agent Francis was trying to he did get involved at one point, and referee was going to squat for him because he finally called him. Oh, he did to Jake something. And then you have Cody Deere coming out saying something about referee do not call the match out, whatever, right? And then he goes to the whole thing where it's the people's choice. So we want people. You want me? Do you want referee to disqualify Rich Swann or for Cody Deere to take care of AJ Francis? Well, they chose for Cody Deere to go after AJ Francis, and I said to myself, the people had no idea what they're talking about because Cody Deere is not going to measure up against someone like AJ Francis, and sure enough, that's exactly what happened. So why was that a great idea for Cody Deere to allow the people to make a choice for him to take care of AJ Francis was beyond me. It was a stupid move, and sure enough, it showed right there. It was nothing but stupidity. AJ Francis took care of him, and in the end, Rich Swann got the win by Andre something. Don't remember how he got the win on Andre something. Because again, I very attention to the match. Didn't care about the match at all. Nothing against these two guys, wrestling each other. They're great wrestlers. They're great what they can do in the ring. But it wasn't the match I wanted to see. So. Hey YouTubers, had to pause the video because I had to get out of the room because my nephew is getting ready to go to bed. He's watching a movie right now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to continue on this review for TNA Wrestling's Under Siege of 2024 when I get home. So that's pretty much why I had to pause and everything, and there you go. So I'll go be heading home in a bit, and I'll see you all when I do continuing all this review. When I come back, I'll presume. Alright, ladies and gentlemen on YouTube, to continue where we left off here, and please don't mind, if there's something in the way of the camera in there, it's done on purpose. So next we get to Jonathan Gresham versus Kushida, 9 minutes and 4 seconds. Now this is introducing the new and improved Jonathan Gresham, who's becoming more of a dark heel, and he's becoming more darker because he's got a new entrance, he's got a new theme. That new presentation. I think they're still calling him the Foundation, but more like the Dark Foundation. Based on how he's been portrayed here. He's got the octopus mask, but except it's black, a black skull octopus mask. And as soon as he gets in the ring, he pulls off the tentacles, the skeleton tentacles off of his mask. And he wrestles with the mask, and he's got eye contacts on, and he has a match against Kushida, and there was parts of the match where he was, coughing, which is part of his character, is part of what's to come later on in the match. We'll get to that part, but he still wrestles the same, which tends to being the octopus, and Jonathan Gresham wrestles the same style in a way, except he does some a little type of heel tactics in a way, like biting his opponent, which he did to Kushida here. Goes for the eye, and again he could what tends to with a tough comes goal for Jonathan Gresham. Sometimes he'll cough, for the sake of coughing, because it's gonna come to what's gonna come to the end. And so we get to the finish, where Jonathan Gresham is continuing to cough, and he's got his hand right like this, and he's coughing, and you can see from his by looking at his teeth is black, and he's coughing out not blood, he's coughing something out that's black. He's coughing out ink. That's basically what octopus has. They have ink. I dropped my tablet. Let me just hold it here. So, Kushida sees this and all that, and at one point, Kushida I think his hand may have got caught into that ink, whatever, and then Johnny Gresham start coughing more of this ink of his. I thought what he's going to do. I thought he was going to do like a poison mist type of thing with him with the ink on his mouth. But that's not what he was going. That's not the idea of what his character was supposed to be. Maybe eventually it will. Eventually down the line we'll see. But for now, he just coughed on his hand, to, for the ink to go on his hand, and then he'll use that as a weapon to, to pass out his opponents to a point where goes for the cover, 1, 2, 3, and there you go. John's Aggression gets the win. And then Kushida, after the match was over, he needed help, so he was having trouble breathing. And I guess some of the part that ink may got into his mouth, whatever, and he was, feeling the effects of it. And then he had securities coming out to escort him, and that was basically it. So this was the presentation of Jonathan Gresham. He's got a new look, a new ring attire. He wears a mask now. He's wearing eye contacts. He's developing something here. Which I'm pretty sure that's what people wanted to see out of Jonathan Gresham this whole time. The problem is they never gave him a chance to actually showcase what he can do as a heel. And see where he goes far from there, or beyond that. But this heel thing that that Jonathan Gresham's doing, where he wears 3 different masks. One is that he's a wrestler. 2 is that he's a family man. When it comes to loving his family. I don't know if he has kids or not. Because especially with him being married to Jordan Grace. Yeah, I doubt that Jordan Grace was it's got kids. Not that I know of, tends to of someone that she used to be with before she got with Jonathan Gresham, but I don't know. But the other mask that he wears is the one he's wearing right now. Is him being, it's in his dark place now, and I'm loving it. I'm loving this on this new Jonathan Gresham. And wherever this Jonathan Gresham takes him, hopefully it goes further than it was before. Then we get to the next match, the intergender tag team match. 10 minutes and 58 seconds. Jordan Grace teaming up with PCO versus Steph DeLander and Khan. And they were, in a way, a little shenanigans when it comes to how it was being booked, but not too much shenanigans. So there was no interferences from the good hands. There was no Sami Callihan. There was no one that came. It was just these 4. It was just a tag team match that happened. 1 point, Kong and Jordan Grace wrestled in the match. PCO and Steph DeLander was having a match. Wrestling, I should say. There was a part where PCO was gonna make out with Steph DeLander because she was still flirting with PCO, and then she realized that her tactics wasn't working, and it's not how far she wanted to go, and she tried to get away from it, and then Kong comes in for the save, and then Jordan Grace, with referee being distracted, gives Kong a low blow, and then picks him up, and I can't remember what kind of slam she gave to him, but basically Kong was taken out by Jordan Grace, and then Jordan Grace focuses on Steph DeLander, but before that happens, she does the rope assist for PCO to dive on to Kong on the outside. And then the rest was between Jordan Grace and Steph DeLander, and Jordan Grace got the win with the Juggernaut driver, and there you go. So, yeah. So far as 3 wins of Jordan Grace over on Steph DeLander. And, now the first one was, I'm assuming, was what, like a year ago? And this year, you get 2 more victories of Jordan Grace on Steph DeLander. And as far as how this feud is going to continue on, I don't know. We'll see. I don't know what they're going to do with this program with PCO with Steph DeLander. I'm assuming they're going to do something with that whole thing. I don't know. We shall see. Kong might also be involved as well. But then again, he might have a match against Jordan Grace on Impact Wrestling. I guess I don't know. I want to know because I haven't seen the the fallout of Under Siege yet. So I guess we have to wait and see that whole thing. Yeah, and I wonder what we're gonna do with Khan now, but we'll see. But Jordan Grace is gonna be it's gonna be busy after wherever this is gonna be a minor thing, and then we get to her anniversary and see what happens with her facing new opponents to defend her TNA Knockouts World Championship. Then we get to Mustafa Ali defend his TNA Exhibition Championship against Ace Austin. 16 minutes and 33 seconds. It was just between these two, unless you count the personal securities of Mustafa Ali. And the match they had here was great. I love the matchup here, the back and forth, the psychology, the brutality, and there were some spots where it looked like it was some brutalities. I love the physicality, I should say. And then you did have the securities get involved, of Mustafa Ali, and Ace Austin, obviously Ace Austin took care of them. And I can't remember how the finish happened. Yeah, I can't remember how it happened. I'm pretty sure it was some heel tactics that Mustafa Ali did there. But in the end, as I thought it was going to be, Mustafa Ali does get the win and retains, as I knew he would. Great match to it. Either way, it was a very great match. All these two guys. I expected this to be a great match, and it was. So it lived up to expectations that I thought it would, and it did. And finally, the main event was a 6-man tag team match. It lasted 23 minutes and 49 seconds. The longest match on the show here. It was the system of the TNA World Heavyweight Champion Moose, along with the TNA World Tag Team Champions Brian Myers and Eddie Edwards, and accompanied by them is one half of the TNA Knockouts World Tag Team Champion, Alicia Edwards, and no Marshall Simonovich, because again, she's not part of the system. So it's a system all come out with gold. And some of you may say, well, the tag team titles are not really gold, they're silver. Not true. If you remember, back in the days of when Jay Chris was there of OVE, he became an Exhibition champion. He licked the championship belt because Sam Callahan corrected him, saying that that's not gold, it's silver. And then Jay Chris looked at it and he said, nope, it's white gold. There you go. So yeah, it's white gold. The point is, they're all dripping gold. So anyways, I'm eating, by the way. And they went up against Booker Matt Hardy, Speedball Mountain, Trent Seven, and Mike Bailey, or how Matt Hardy called him, Trent the Seventh, and Ball the Speed, or Speed the Ball, something like that Matt Hardy called Mike Bailey, which I thought was funny. And together they were just with the robe that Matt Hardy wears, and they were doing the delete. I missed it, by the way. Again, Tony Khan, you're an idiot. And I think they were calling themselves the Broken Mountain. I think it was called. I don't know. I don't remember what they call. I guess better than being called the Broken Bat Mountain. I don't know. Anyways, so match happens. Damn good match. A lot of good spots on the match here. Even a table that was missing in this match by Moose, by the way. Moose brought a table in because it was meant for Matt Hardy, but Matt Hardy ends up turning it back around him. And cool spot that happened up from the top with a leg drop, double leg drop, I should say, onto Moose to a table. Alicia Edwards also was getting involved too, by the way. Yeah, everyone did their parts here, man. It was great. I love the match. It was a great attraction type of match. It was, and it sure was. In the end, at the end of the day, you can't beat the system, and sure enough, the system wins. I don't remember if I said that the system was going to win, but then again, I said they had to win because if they're going to be carrying all this gold, the system, then they can't lose. You cannot have them lose. And they won. So there you go. Either way, it was great. It was great. Way to end the show. I thought the TNA X Division Championship title would be the one that'll be the main event, but this worked out even better. So it could work out either way. So either way, you still had the semi-main event happen with the TNA X Division Championship, and in the main attraction match was a 6-man tag match that took place, and it worked out pretty well. Either way, it worked out pretty well, folks. And there you go, folks. That was a show of TNA Under Siege of 2024. My overall showing for the show. I'm gonna go with. I'll go with 9 out of 10. 9 out of 10 is a good rating show for it. And with that being said, I'm gonna end from there because it's gonna get a little noisy here. My brother coming here to do what he's gotta do here. So with that being said, thank you all for watching. For It's the Natural Born Thriller, as I say, peace. On the streets, all to be well. Stay safe. Take care of yourself. What's going on in the world. And I am out here. Tata for now, as a visual in Abdu. For a little goodbye. And have a nice day. Yeah, we'll do that. There you go. So, folks, until next time, take care of yourselves and each other. God bless. And fuck Bruce Pritchard.